Hola, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a T4M, este maravilloso podcast de emprendimiento, desarrollo personal y mental. Hoy estamos muy felices de presentar un maravilloso invitado que viene directamente desde Hong Kong, desde ese maravilloso continente asiático donde tenemos tantísima cultura, experiencias y todo lo demás. Hoy va a ser un podcast muy diferente porque vamos a tener la oportunidad de compartirlo totalmente en inglés. Solamente esta parte al inicio vamos a tenerla en español porque se nos dificultó un poco conseguir un traductor. Pero vamos a tener los subtítulos aquí en la parte de abajo, donde ustedes van a poder, los que no manejan el inglés, poder tener un poco más de facilidad al leer cada una de las traducciones. Entonces, vamos a introducir y a darle la bienvenida a nuestro amigo Derrick desde Hong Kong en Asia. Y welcome here, my wonderful friend Derrick.
Thank you.
Is welcome here in the podcast T4M.
Yes.
Here, and introduce yourself, please.
Thank you for having me. I'm here with Diego in beautiful Medellin, Colombia. I'm traveling through the country for 2 weeks. And unfortunately, it's my last day here, but I've had a great time and I look forward to coming back. I was born in Toronto, Canada, and I grew up there, went to school there, and after I graduated, I moved to China and Hong Kong, and I became a teacher.
Wonderful,
yes.
wonderful.
So
Your profession is
English teacher.
English
yes,
teacher.
English
Okay.
teacher, yes. Yeah.
So it's wonderful because have a wonderful opportunity today to share about this, yeah, and go in the first question because the time is gold. Well, the first question is, Derrick, is a very, very, very important talk English when you travel around the world. Mm-hmm. Why? And in your experience, what is the suggestion for the people see or hear this podcast?
Okay. Well, first, I feel very lucky because I grew up in an English environment in Toronto, Canada. It's the main language in Canada is English, and we also learn French, but there isn't that much opportunity to speak French outside of Quebec, a province in Canada. But English is important around the world. You know, I started traveling by myself starting at age 16. I first went to Hong Kong and Taiwan to visit. And then when I went into my 20s, I started earning more money and I started traveling around the world. I found that English is a very important language to learn for many reasons. One is simple communication. So often when I travel, for example, I come to Colombia, or I go to Thailand, or I go to Japan. Maybe I cannot speak I can't speak much of the language. I try to learn a few words in every country I visit. Thank you, hello, where is the bathroom? Simple things like that.
Yeah, because in Hong Kong, I know is very difficult found people told English. In Hong Kong is specific what language?
In Hong Kong, they speak Cantonese. Some people speak English, and also Mandarin Chinese, which is the rest of mainland China. They speak Mandarin Chinese. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you travel, for example, if you travel, you know told English is more difficult or more easy for you, around the world?
It will be more difficult.
Yeah. Why?
Because, okay, for example, I've been to, I think, about over 30 countries in the world now.
Yeah.
And when I land at the airport, there is the local language on the signs, but there's also English on the signs. maybe there will be Spanish or Chinese or Japanese, but it's always the local language and English.
Yes.
So if you can speak English, if you can read English, you can speak English, it helps you a lot in your travels around the world. And I'll give you an example. One time, this is about 15 years ago, I was in Shanghai in China.
Mm-hmm.
And I was staying at a hostel.
Yes.
And at the hostel, people sitting around from all over the world. We had people from Africa, Europe, North America. We had a Latin American. I think he was from Peru.
Yeah.
Anyway, there were about 8 or 9 of us, and we all wanted to go eat dinner. Mm. And all these people from different countries, how did we communicate?
Yes.
We used English.
Okay.
And myself and maybe another American, only the 2 of us, English was our mother language. But for all the other people, they had their own language. They spoke Spanish, they spoke Japanese, they spoke Zulu from Africa, like other languages. And we all spoke in English. Some better than others, but we all understood each other and had a great time.
Yes.
So this kind of cultural exchange, I think, is very important. Maybe you're in Colombia or you're in Latin America, but you don't have many opportunities to speak English, but there are more and more tourists coming.
Yes.
Right? And so a lot of the tourists speak English. And so if you can speak English, there are many opportunities for you to start a business, a tourism business, or maybe a restaurant or something related to tourism. So that leads to more career opportunities. Companies, more and more companies from around the world are relocating to Latin America, Mexico, Peru, Colombia, and so they will demand that their workers speak English so that they can interact with other companies and other co-workers from around the world. So there are many benefits of learning English.
And continue to talk about this. It is through when you learn a new language, is benefit with your mind or with your Talk about this, please.
Okay,
so your experience.
In my experience, I grew up in a Chinese Canadian family. So my parents are from Hong Kong, but they moved to Canada when they were in their late 20s. I was born in Canada. And so growing up, I spoke English and Cantonese. And so those 2 languages I used at home and in school and talking to my friends, but I didn't know Mandarin Chinese. When I moved to China, that is when I started to learn. But was very difficult for you? Yes, it was very difficult because I went to northern China and nobody spoke Cantonese. Cantonese is only spoken in southern China, in Hong Kong and Guangdong province. And so I had to learn a new language. And for me, it was very interesting because the more I learned, and the more I observed my surroundings and the more I traveled around China, I learned more about the culture, about the history, about the people. And so it gave me better understanding and I could make friends easier when I spoke the local language. So I hope in the future for myself, I can learn more Spanish. I think Spanish is very useful on top of English because, I've been to Mexico, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia now. I hope to be able to go around Latin America and be able to speak to people and learn more about the wonderful cultures in this great continent.
It's very good. And how was for you in China, for example, and not understand, because it's very different. Because I told English, but I have big problems. Is not understand for food, for work, for I don't know, every day in your life. Was very, very, very hard, or
I wouldn't say
was your life?
I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's a challenge. It's a big challenge. You go to a new country. I come to Colombia, and the good thing about Latin America is because Spanish they use English letters. So at least I can read And then remember, for example, carne is meat, right? I can remember that. Or pan is bread, so I can remember that, right? But if you go to China, or you go to Thailand, or you go to Turkey,
possible.
Yeah, because their text, their writing
is only design.
Yeah, it's symbols, right?
Symbols.
So that is much more difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, that's difficult.
Of course.
But I must say, people in most countries I visit are very patient, friendly, and welcoming. And when people are patient, friendly, and welcoming, even if I cannot speak their language, I try my best, and they try their best using body language, pointing. Sometimes I don't even need to ask them for directions or something. For example, I will try to ask waitress, where is the toilet? Where is the baños? And then they will go over there. So a lot of it is body language. And they are very friendly. You know, a smile is a universal language.
Yeah.
Being friendly is universal language. Everyone understands a smile.
Exactly.
Right? A smile in China is the same as a smile in Colombia or Thailand or Canada. So if you are friendly, other people will be friendly to you.
Yeah. I love a wonderful word is you use, challenge. Yeah. In our life, every day is a challenge.
It is.
Yeah. But it's your choice.
Yes.
And this is a wonderful opportunity for the second question because is good, you think about education is good, education is bad, in reference on system education or is your self education. How do you think about this?
That's a good question. So I was born and educated in Canada.
Yeah.
And I left Canada at age 25. Okay, so I'm now 45, so that was 20 years ago.
Okay.
And so I have traveled to many countries, and every time I go to another country, I try to talk to people and observe how their education system is. Okay, I wouldn't say some countries are stronger in education than others. The education systems are very different because the cultures are very different. I think for education, the most important thing is to have a lifelong learning. Okay. So what does that mean? Most people, they go to kindergarten, primary school, and then secondary school. Maybe later after secondary, they will go to college or university. But that is formal education. Okay, where we write exams, we write papers, we hand them in, we get results, we get marks. That is formal education. I support lifelong education, which means even if you leave school, you're not in school anymore, I'm not in school anymore, I'm still learning. And what does that mean? That means I can attend workshops from mentors, I take online courses, I read books, I listen to podcasts like this one, and I go out and travel. For me, traveling is a kind of lifelong learning because what I read in a book about Colombia really cannot compare to if I come to Colombia and talk to people, go to the markets, go to the libraries, go to the parks, see how people live and interact with them. So I believe that lifelong learning is from when you're a baby, learning how to eat, learning how to walk, all the way until you're 80, 90, 100 years old. I always want to be learning more and more, observing more things, and taking in more cultures and more ideas and keeping an open mind. And I feel that this way you can improve yourself.
Exactly.
And self-improvement is important.
Yeah, it's very different, and it's very interesting about Derrick is saying, I'm sure this experience is wonderful, and this podcast is very special, is because it's about this. Derrick is not told about the book or it's about experience.
Yes.
Is more important experience or is more important theory?
Sorry?
Theory.
Theory.
Teoria. When you only read and not feel.
Yeah, okay. So I think both are important, but you have to be careful what you're reading. Because now with the internet, disinformation and fake news, the media scares people. For example, I tell my friends in Asia or Canada, America, I'm going to Colombia. Yeah. But they have seen movies, dangerous, they're drug dealers, they will get shot. But I've walked in many places in this country for 2 weeks, no problem. People smile at me, no problem, right? So we have to keep an open mind. Okay. Right? Read books, read blogs, listen to podcasts, watch movies, but then also try to experience new things. Yeah. Right? And then take what is good from each source. I wouldn't say one source is better than another source. There are great books and there are terrible books. Yeah. Right?
What happened when the people say, okay, I go and try? What happened into your mind, for example?
When I or when they do that?
Yeah, in your opinion.
Okay. Well, I would say do your research. Okay. Right? There are maybe some places we shouldn't go. We should be careful. We should learn about the different culture before you travel to a place. Yeah. Right? In some cultures, doing something is taboo, is not good. But in other cultures, doing something is acceptable and welcome. For example, in Asia, the people are more reserved. Yeah. They don't hug and kiss each other like they do in South America or in Europe, for example, right? Where it's just a simple shake hand or a bow, for example, right? So we need to learn these things, right? It's not right or wrong, it's just different, right?
But it's very interesting, this topic.
Yes, it is.
And this topic introduced at the third question. Is very, very interesting because I think in the human is very different if the want, the human want, and in the is healthy for human. It's very different. Okay. Maybe I want sugar, but it's not healthy. Yes. So it's very different. And in the third question is, what is the impact, what is the impact in travel, in the mindfulness or in be human, when go in the different places or go in the different language, different culture, different food, different gastronomy, where's the impact? Is good only for like a travel or is healthy? What is your opinion?
For me, for my opinion, I think travel is important for me because I like to, like I discussed, have continuous learning or lifelong learning. Okay. And so the more I see of the world, the more I realize I don't know very much. Okay. Right? I can read books about a place, but when I go, it's much different. Right? The feeling is different, the things I pick up are different. Because when you read a book, it is from the point of view of the writer. Yes. Maybe they left out something. Maybe they don't talk about something. But when I go somewhere, I come to Colombia, maybe I notice something else. It's my own experience. Yeah. Exactly. My education, my experiences, my culture, right, influence how I think and how I see.
Yes.
It's not good or bad, it's just different, right? So how I see a place may be different from how you see a place.
Exactly.
Right? And I want to hear about other people's experiences, and sometimes they want to hear about my experiences.
Yes.
So I like to talk to people, young and old, rich and poor. It doesn't matter. I enjoy meeting new people.
Yeah. When you have opportunity for share with a different culture, you can learn. Yes. And you can share. And when you go in this sharing, in different cultures and people, is wonderful because you grow. Yes. You grow, and your open mind expand. It is wonderful.
Yes. Yeah. And I think you're right. You grow, but I think the way you grow is called compound growth.
Okay.
So it's like it's not 1 + 1 is 2. Yeah. It's 1 + 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Exactly. Right? And it goes high more and more, right?
Well, to begin to finish the podcast, is good. Talk about suggestions.
Okay.
What is your suggestion for these people say every day is a little lazy maybe, or no, it's very difficult, English never in my head, or is not good for language, or because in my case was the same.
Yes,
I never like English, never. I told Portuguese, I told difference, but English, no, it's for me. But I take idea. I can English is for me. It's no problem. And step to step, in my case, is success.
Yeah.
And today
success,
I can communicate.
Now you have a podcast in English.
Not very easy. No, a CEO or professional.
No.
But one day, because I want to grow.
Yes.
I want my own conference in the future. No problem. But in your opinion, what is your three keys or three suggestions for these people in the podcast T4M for broken? This is limit ideas. Broken is a small thinking of mindfulness. What is your opinion or suggestions for these people?
I think depending on your opportunities, you should try to make it a habit of every day learning a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, maybe one word a day. And then once you learn one word a day, in 1 year, you've learned 365 words.
Exactly.
Right? 2 years, 700 plus. 3 years, 1,000. Right? So once you start learning, it builds on itself. And then more doors are open to you. Opportunities. Work opportunities, travel opportunities, cultural exchange opportunities. Maybe you see a foreigner.
Relationships.
Yeah, relationships, yes. Friends, romantic relationships, friends, business, whatever, right?
This is very important. Because the Latin people, I like it. I like it. Romantic relationships.
Yes. Latin American people are very passionate.
Very passionate.
I really enjoy that part.
Yeah.
Seeing people's passion about coffee, about food, about singing, dancing, music. Yes. So I think it is the joy of life is learning. When you learn, more doors open to you, more opportunities open to you. And so when you are learning for life, then you will grow as a person. You will be more mature. You will learn more things. Your mind opens, and the whole world is, what we say in English, the world is your oyster, which means you can enjoy anything in the world when you can speak English, travel, work with people in other countries, and you can learn more. And I think this is what we need more of in the world.
The wonderful is the majority people say, or the majority excuse is no money. No money for learn. No money for English course. No money for travel. For you, money is real necessary.
It is necessary. It is necessary. But libraries are free.
Exactly.
Right? The internet generally is free. You just have internet on your phone. It is in your pocket. Right? So there are websites where you can practice language for free. Talking to people, reading blogs, reading newspapers online often is free. Right? And foreigners are coming to your country, whether you're in Colombia or Mexico or Peru, Argentina. Right? I'm going to these places. I'm happy to meet people. And also, soon we will have a class with me online. So I'm sure that you will discuss that, and I'm happy to.
I think I have good news. Good news for you.
More on that later.
not told yet. Not told yet.
Okay. Upcoming news.
It's a good idea, and in the future, have a wonderful opportunity for to democracy learn English, and it's a good project. Is only you follow here in in this networking, in the Facebook, Instagram for news. Please, no disconnect, because have a wonderful time right now. So for finish today is very, very important. Very important. You heard this suggestion because Derrick, right now for finish this podcast, I give a wonderful gift for this one beautiful people, and if you today have 1 million people, in this podcast, what is your personal suggestion? What is you Jarin? What is your value suggestion?
Okay. Yes.
For these 1 million people.
Wow. Never stop learning. I think I'm repetitive talking about that, but I think non-stop learning, lifelong learning is the key to success. It's the key to healthy mind, body, spirit, and relationships.
Never stop learning.
Yeah.
Wonderful phrase, wonderful sentence that is just safe in your heart, in your mind. Never stop learning. Thank you so much,
Thank
Derrick.
you for having me.
It was
it's
wonderful
yes.
this visit
Yes.
for in Colombia. But in the future, you is a wonderful trip in Hong Kong, in
come
China,
visit.
Malaysia,
Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, wonderful places.
If you want travel, remember, never stop learning. It's wonderful time, and you're welcome in T4M Podcast. You not disconnect, because in the next episode you want a surprise. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you. See you later in the new podcast episode. Bye.